afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Propagandacast Lehr with another sort of slightly more abstract topic. Today's topic is, knowing when to change your sort of line of attack. Or another way, avoiding the sunk cost fallacy. That is, a lot of players, I make this mistake a lot of the time, have a tendency you tend to get over-focused on a part of the map. Like, for example, you got the fuel, got the resource there, and you just keep, wanting to defend, you keep trying to take it back head on all the time. No matter the cost, because it's yours. And sometimes it works out, in part because your opponent ends up not doing 12. But other times, it can actually result in you just losing a lot of resources and potentially the entire fight, because you just keep doing the same thing over and over again, and the opponents will just adapt slightly to it. You actually run into a problem, particularly then lose the territory and then have to attack back. You're not only losing territory, you're losing men, and then ultimately just puts you into a losing position. And in this situation, a lot of the time, the best idea is actually just to switch up your line of attack. For example, here, the fellow could just attack forwards here, just trying to take it right away. Or could just switch up over here and just, here with us basically in the entire western half of the map, nothing really going on. Attack up here, set up positions, catching up his opponent completely off guard, maybe forcing him in a bad reaction, counter-attack that is hastily prepared because all of a sudden, good lord, I did not anticipate this. And it tends to be sort of one of the skills of the better players, just being able to realise, alright, this isn't working out, I'm going to switch out. Even your good players will also keep making mistakes, They're just less likely to do it, and other times they're much better just, being able to realise, alright, this isn't working out, I'm going to switch, the entire line of attack and axis of attack towards another half of the map in a different manner. That way, avoiding just constantly attacking into positions when my opponent's prepared for it, and which seems to be here what my friend Toblis is doing, wisely enough. So, it's definitely, I think, a skill that is very worthwhile to acquire, and just something to keep in mind. Sometimes, you have to ask yourself, am I actually gaining anything from doing this? Is it just, benefiting my opponent only, or am I benefiting this? And more importantly, could I benefit more from just, making a big attack suddenly in another part of the map very swiftly, where my opponent, isn't prepared at all for it? We can then make maximum gains for minimum cost, and then force your opponent have to attacking you, which might just work out really well for you. And that's basically sort of, what I'm sort of trying to, bring up here, because there's certainly been a lot of fights, again, with one just, slacking out and down there because, oh, hey, my opponent just keeps attacking terribly, I'm just really great at defending. But then, when you lose, then you have to attack. Honestly, there's been many times we just end up winning because I said, alright, to hell with this, despite this fuel point being close, I'm going to send everything towards the other fuel point, setting a line of supply for that, and then try and swing behind my opponent, for example. That way, attack them, catching completely off guard, and then we'll just, switch in the game, because just as you can get caught up in stubborn, elements, so can your opponent get caught up in a stubborn mindset as well, and that can suddenly be turned to your advantage. And particularly, you didn't cause a great shot, but suddenly, again, you're just hitting in a completely unanticipated direction and suddenly making rapid gains, and again he might even panic, just begin to really make terrible engagements against you. So being able to just switch your line of attack, and that way switching your mind in essentially to where one actually be doing stuff, is a really powerful and really useful skill to have a lot of times. So obviously it's not going to always work out, sometimes it's going to fail. Of course it does require a bit of understanding where opponent's positioning most of his forces, but there are a lot of times we can really just gain a massive benefit from being able to just constantly switching, just changing where you're attacking, changing what you want to do, and so that way trying to keep your opponent more off guard, less sure of himself, and of course more importantly, make it a lot more hard for him to defend, because that's really what you want to do as an attacker. You want to make it difficult for the other chap to defend, and the problem is if you just keep attacking to the same spot over and over again, guess what? You're making it pretty easy for him to defend, and if you're making it easy for your opponent to defend, again, you're rather already doing a lot of his work for him, which is not what you're supposed to do. So again, being able to just realise, alright, this isn't working out, I'm going to switch my line of attack, tends to be able to do a lot better, sort of long term, as long as you can, of course, just hold the territory afterwards, which of course you do in this case, use the machine gun a bit more, actually, rather than place it, here, rather than probably should have been up here, able to actually defend the newly gained resources. Right here, I think Tobel has made a bit of a mistake, personally. But again, we can see now switching towards east, because now his opponent switched everything towards the west. So in that regard, again, good aggressive rapid movement there can be really good. And of course, also in this case, if you want to gain this back, you should hit this card forward first. You can cut off all the resources, ensuring his opponent doesn't get a lot there. He could also do the same there. So in this regard, again, it's a bit of a tricky concept and sort of fully explained, slightly abstract, but again, just being able to just realize this isn't working out, and just rather than going, but I've already poured so many men into this, I have to do this. Again, that's the sunken cost fallacy again, that simply because you've already poured so many resources into fighting this battle, then you have to just keep doing it because otherwise it's going to be wasted. No, you're just going to waste more. I mean, again, being able to just change, the entire line of attack is a really good skill to have, really powerful, and also tactically, in many cases, really powerful because, again, it can have so many effects on your opponents as well if you do it successfully. And again, if your opponent particularly has gotten a bit later, complacent, suddenly switching the entire battlefield around can, in some cases, throw the opponent completely off. So it's certainly, I think, something very worth keeping in mind while playing Company Stone, while playing your matches. Again, it's definitely, I think, a way to sort of, easily improve on a lot of ways. But again, it's a tricky one to keep in mind, and certainly requires some training to really just fully take advantage of, because again, in many cases, the mindset is just to keep fighting very stubbornly, and it's a problem I tend to have, at times as well, where you just, keep fighting, when the reality is, I should just be going somewhere else rather than just keep pouring troops into it, because, that fuel point is closest, I need it, I don't care how many men I spend, except when I should really be going, I should just blend the intensity to do as much damage to my opponent as possible from that angle entirely. So hopefully this made sense to you. Again, slightly more abstract, thusly a bit hard to say. It's not just, you should choose better, man, or, don't take the machine gun in first. It's a bit more, about the mind, and the mind is a bit of a trickier thing to, completely grasp. But hopefully this has been of help to you. Hopefully this has been useful. If you actually subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Let me know in the comments. Certainly also let me know if this is, it's a problem you have yourself, or you have some tricks for overcoming it. Let others know. This is Imperial Dane signing off, and see you all another time for another video. Cheers.